So I wanted to talk about something real quick, and it was regarding Ryan Hurst and the new God of War series. Obviously, we saw the image that came out, which was absolutely terrible. And honestly, the more that I've sat on it, the more pissed off I've gotten because it is absolute dog shit. And I don't know who approved that. I don't know who said, hey, you know what? That's the picture that we're going to use. That's going to be the first introduction. It is terrible. And somebody actually mentioned that it's a pose that's really awkward and weird that you don't even think Kratos would do that pose. He's like kind of like leaned over it, and it just looks it looks freaking weird. So anyways, Ryan Hurst, he comes out and he posts on Instagram, don't believe everything you see on the internet, kids. And I like Ryan Hurst, I do like him. He's a good actor and stuff, but that's what the fuck do you mean? Don't believe everything you read on the internet, kids. I mean, Variety and other reputable sources posted this picture and said the official first look at the God of War series. Is he implying that the picture's fake, that the picture's AI, that that's not how it's gonna look? I don't get it. I don't get it. What do you mean don't believe everything you see on the internet, kids? Because we fucking saw it and it was confirmed to be an official image. I think something better would have been to say, you know what? We see what you're saying. We're gonna make some improvements. We care about the character just as much as you do, and we're gonna make sure we do something good. Or they could have said, hey, we've seen the internet discourse. This is not the final look, yada, 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 whatever, something. But to say something, like, it came off defensive. It said, like, hey, you know what? We got to defend this. No, we're right. We have to do something. And that's kind of the vibe that it gave out. And honestly, yeah, it's just a terrible image. I mean, it doesn't flatter Kratos in any type of way. He looks a little weaker. He looks, he doesn't look, I mean, I think it would have been much better, of course, if the picture would have been color graded better. I don't know why it's so bright and clear and freaking, I don't know, like it could have had some more shading to it. It could have had a little bit more pizzazz. You know what I mean? Something. And the way that it looked just wasn't good. But I think even the posing of it, like Kratos could have been maybe standing and looking more menacing and, flexing the traps or something. He could have looked a little bit more like, yo, shoot that boy or something, just something like stronger. And instead it was like a weaker pose where he's looking like that. He looks like shocked, like, you know what I mean? Instead of looking mean, he's and I don't know, man. I don't like it. And like I said, the more I've sat on it, the more I've thought on it, I'm like, yeah, it's a dog shit picture. And it's ridiculous that that's the first official look. Now, again, we talked about how other series have released first looks and they haven't been, even though they didn't look the best, they still actually were really good. And the main actor portraying the character did a very well job. This doesn't mean that Ryan Hurst isn't going to do a good job playing Kratos. This doesn't mean that he's going to give it his own spin and the show will be successful. But as a first look, it's terrible. As this is our first image of it, it's awful. Yes, the beard looks really weird. The beard looks maybe softer. It looks it doesn't look like maybe it should look for Kratos, and it doesn't even look like Ryan Hurst's beard actually, because if you see his beard in other pictures, it looks more like Kratos, but now in the official look, it looks like they changed it or did something different. The facial features are kind of there again, but it's just a bad first look. And so yeah, Ryan Hurst came out and he talked about it, and he came out a little defensive and he said a few things, and I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. I think though, with all the feedback that they have gotten, they are going to go back and they are going to try to make some changes. They're going to try to fix a few things. They're going to try to say, hey, you know what? Let's take what the fans are saying, what the people are saying, and let's see if we can make some improvements. So I really hope that they can do that. I feel that they announced these castings and then they got the first look out very, very quickly. I don't know if the first look was like maybe some sort of test, like, okay, we're going to get everything in frame for this picture to go out. And then after that, we're still going to wait a few months to maybe train a little bit more, to maybe get a few things going, improve the makeup, maybe something like that. So maybe they're not like shooting yet or something like that. I don't know, because I think there is a lot of improvement. Now, there also has been a lot of clickbaiting and things around, the internet, which I've noticed that people are comparing Atreus, and Atreus, some people said that he looks like a child, it looks like a kid, it looks like a toddler, and he does look really, really young, all right? He looks younger maybe than Atreus did in even the first game, but I've seen that a lot of people compare the Atreus from God of War Ragnarok to this Atreus. And in reality, you want to compare God of War 2018 Atreus to the Atreus that we're seeing in the first image for the Prime Amazon series, because obviously Atreus was a lot younger and he does look more like a kid in that one compared to Ragnarok. And Ragnarok, he looks more like a teen. He looks like he's growing up, so it's not a fair comparison. But that stuff is out there. I mean, so yeah, I don't know, man. When I read that, I kind of was like, man, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. that. Don't believe everything you read on the internet, kids. Why wouldn't I believe an official image? Just because it wasn't received the way you wanted it to be received, just because it wasn't received the way that maybe the people behind the studio thought it was going to be received, now is don't believe everything you see on the internet, is the official image. We're going to believe it. It's the fucking truth. Now, if the show releases and it looks much better and everything's good, then yes, we will all shut the fuck up and be like, you know what? The first look didn't mean much because the show is really good. But I still have my reservations. I just thought we'd cover that a little bit. What do you guys think about Ryan Hurst's comments? Do you think it was the right thing to do? And do you believe now that Kratos will basically get like maybe a small redesign to fix a few things before the show actually releases?